Oh, how you doing? I want to talk tonight before I lay down and go to bed. Calling a night. I want to talk about what do you think of Colin Flaherty? Um, Let me know. Colin Flaherty's channel. I think his last name is spelled Flaherty. Colin Flaherty. I have subscribed to his channel. Um, and I like his channel because he keeps up with um, the violence that's going on amongst black folks, especially the idea that black folks are doing constant crime to white people. But lately, I have been kind of not watching his channel as much as I used to. Um, because it's kind of like almost a broken record. Um, and anybody that knows me from these videos that I've done so far, um, I've let you know what kind of person I am, all the way going back to talking about the Trump riots, um, the video that I did on the Trump situation, the video that I just did on I Choose to Evolve. Um, y'all know that anybody that watches my channel knows that I'm not gung ho about everything black. I just did a video just 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 a moment ago where I talked about I do not support blackness. I support my people, the black people of this country. I support African Americans. I don't support the mentality of it all. And I don't support anything that begins with the word black. Because regardless of what white people are doing, or what Asians are doing, or whatever the Arabs are doing, um, two wrongs don't make a right. And I feel that whatever I do in this country, I should do for all and within all. Let me say that again. Whatever I do in this country, I should do for all, thinking of the country as a whole, all races mixed together, and in all. I don't feel that I need to just look out for black folks. And that's the mentality that a lot of black people have. I need to just look out for black folks. And I think that was over a long time ago. Okay? The day that black folks felt that they could kill each other over a couple bucks. The day when black folks started um, killing each other's kids in the middle of the street. Okay? The day when black folks decided that it's more important uh, to sell drugs than get an education. Okay? And all the bloodshed of your own people that goes with it. I'm not concerned about just black people. I'm concerned about this country because I live here. Okay? And I don't see it as a white country because I live here. And if I go to work, Okay, thank God for the white people that I get along with at work. Thank for the white man that hired me. If I go to school, thank for the white educators. Come on, we're always outnumbered by white people. So what? Get used to it. It's always been that way. And if the tables were turned, I said this before, if the tables were turned, would you want to just give the other side complete control just to show that you're not racist? You wouldn't do that, black folks. You would not do that. Black folks would not do that. Neither would anybody else. Look at all the other countries of the world. Are they letting any other race take over their country just to prove that they're not racist? Oh yeah, they did that in Germany. Is it Merkel that's in charge of Germany? Is she the president or prime minister or whatever they call them over there of Germany? Oh, yeah, she wanted to show the Muslims how welcome they were, and look what they did. See, I'm not, you know, I'm glad I live in a country where we got people like, Lord forgive me, Donald Trump, that ain't gonna let that happen. But some white folks are dumb and stupid enough to let it happen. But really though, what do you think about Colin Flaherty? Now, like I said, I've subscribed to his channel and I've seen just about every video that he did in 2016. I've been backing off him a little bit starting this month because as much as I don't support blackness, I think it's unfair to the rest of us black folks that ain't thugs. Okay? First of all, there's a lot of black folks that are not thugs. A lot of black folks that ain't thugs. There's a lot of black folks that come from a higher standard. They come from a very high place of education and skill. They don't have time, and they make sure their kids don't have time to be on the Colin Flaherty channel, if you know what I mean. Okay? You won't see their kids on the Colin Flaherty channel. On their worst day, you won't see them on the Colin Flaherty channel. But I think his channel is bad because it doesn't separate. When you call something black and you don't choose to, and I talked about Colin. I talked to Colin about this not too long ago, and he finally sent me a reply. Excuse me. And it wasn't very nice. I mean, he gave me the third degree about, he don't have time to worry about, basically shooting it right back at me like he ain't worried about us people. And this is the thing. When I would comment on his channel, racist white people, and this is the problem I have with it, racist white people go to that channel. They come out of the dark. They come out of hiding. Like, I go to other channels. If I'm talking about Donald Trump, if I'm talking about Hillary Clinton, I can find Democrats and Republicans that ain't racist. And they're all white. And but these racist white people, they come in there and they eat that up. And even if you go in there and you are on their side and you say, these dumb black knuckleheads, they'll come in there and they'll say nasty, rude things to you as a black man just for showing up. And I've seen this on his channel. I've gotten beaten up on his channel. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't on your side. I agree. The video tells the truth. It's just wrong. They shouldn't be doing this, But I went on there one time and I was agreeing with people on the channel, and the guy replied to me, and he went to telling me, he replied to my comment to another guy, and he went to telling me, oh, we don't need to be concerned about the 1 or 2%. No, he said the 10% that ain't violent. Huh? You're telling me there's only 10% of black people that ain't violent? You must be talking about some people you know in Beverly Hills or something, boy. Come on now. Come on now. Don't do me like that. And he also said to me, he went to, and then when I told him, I says, hey, I'm pretty sure it's bigger than 10%. When you think about, when you're talking about the whole entire United States, because Colin Flaherty is talking about so-called black mob violence in every state of the United States and even outside the U.S. And he went to trying to tell me about welfare. He went to trying to tell me about myself now. He went to tell me about welfare. Went to telling me about education and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, dude, I'm a security officer. Okay? I have a high school diploma plus 2 years of college. Okay? Where you get off. Okay? You think because I'm concerned about what this looks like to the other, and my question was very clear. What about the rest of us, Colin? What about the rest of us? And they felt offended that I would even ask. Okay? And I feel bad because this is where the racist white folks come out, and you go in there and it's like, and this is the thing. I said this to one of the guys that was in there, and I seen that he had come in there. He had started like just like me watching a lot of the different videos. I seen his profile in the comments section more than once, and he kept coming in there, and I says to him, I says, so he said some racist stuff. I'm not going to say what he said. And he didn't say, and he got in, he said them to a white man. And the white man that he said it to was like, I wouldn't say that, And then he got into it with a brother. He got into it with a black guy, And then I came in third, and I told him, I says, well, let me get this straight. You need Colin Flaherty to let you know what's going on in America. And this is how, and now you want to have a voice? Wait a minute. What you think that this is all you need to know about black people? You waited for Colin Flaherty to create his channel on YouTube before you ever really decide to comment on videos a lot, before you ever even decide to make a profile on YouTube. So you could comment on something. So in other words, you don't want to know about the other side or the other black people. You only want to know what they're doing wrong. And that gets to me, to see white people act like that. And I always, like when it comes to these riots, and when it comes to black mob violence, which there is no such thing. I hate to tell that to you, Colin. There's no such thing as black mob violence. It's called black teenage violence. Okay? Not black mob violence. They're not really old enough to be in a mob yet. Okay? And pretty soon, whether they spend time in juvie or whatever over this stuff, a lot of them will just grow out of it. And I'm not saying that that's how it's done. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. Okay? They're going to do this until they don't have parents to cover for them anymore. And then, what I'm saying? And then they're going to go to school and get an education, or get a job, or do something else with their life. They're doing this because they don't have good parenting, but yet at the same time they're being covered up and protected by their parents that don't even know what they do. But it shames me that to see these kids doing this. And again, it's not black mob violence. It's teenage boys and girls getting into gangs and that nature that is that are participating in this garbage. And and I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, I just think it's a shame. It embarrasses me. It embarrasses me to know that, when it comes to violence, and I gotta admit, there are no white groups that are like in every state of America. Not in those large numbers like that anyway, that are attacking blacks. It does not exist. It's not. It's a fairy tale. It doesn't exist. I've said this before. Black folks try to say, they don't really look at the statistics. They just assume, because all they know is their family, or they know people that they went to college with, or something like that. They don't know what's going on in the black community, because they're not in the black community. The black community is not about black folks. Black community are the communities. This is where I had to correct a white woman on this one time. The black community, I'm not part of the black community. Okay? The black community is the communities that white people have abandoned and left them to blacks. And the blacks have made themselves comfortable in these communities, like, a bunch of rats, okay? And they just go in there and make a mess out of the place, because they don't have the money to put it back, and most of us don't care about putting it back where it was. That is the major problem. We don't want to do anything with it because we're afraid that if we try to do something with it, it's going to cost us. But everything costs. That's the American way. Money, 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 money. Money, you spend money and go get more so you can spend more. And if it's not worth your money, hello, you just made your statement. You just made your statement. And don't get me wrong, there are people out there black people who've invested their money into the kids for the community. When I was living in Homewood, I remember it was black folks that put the YMCA. They opened it back up. And they wanted to do something for the kids, and that block down there where the YMCA was, black folks, they chose to at least look out for the kids. So it's not like there aren't black people that tried to help. Like one guy on Colin Flaherty told me, on a Colin Flaherty channel, said to me, this one guy told me, he says, well, Mr. Cruz, instead of having a attitude about what Colin Flaherty is saying, do what you can. Keep your kids off the streets. Excuse me, my kids are grown. And when they was young, okay, they wasn't on the street. Okay? And usually the people that have kids on the street or kids that are on the street don't go to the Colin Flaherty channel. Okay, there have been some guys that have come into the Colin Flaherty channel that were just looking for a race war. They're just looking for a fight. And, but see, the way I feel about that is this is where white people pick the fight. Colin, to me, and this is my question to you, is Colin Flaherty picking a fight when he makes videos of clowning black people, namely black teenage children, high school kids and middle school kids doing violence and crime? And he clowns this on his channel. He makes money, I suppose, off of the mishaps, the failures of black people. Okay? Do you think that he's picking a fight? Do you think he's helping anything? I told Colin Flaherty. And like I said, he got a little. When I asked him this, when I told him this, he refused to give me a response. He gave me a response when I remember what I told him. When I told him about people coming onto his channel saying racial things. One guy called me the N-word on his channel. And I sent it to him. I copied it and sent it to him. Now, Colin Flaherty has been on a Tommy Sotomayor channel and other black folks and, these white shows, and a lot of them are liberal and stuff, where, you want to talk about, the things that are wrong in this nation. And he got on there, and him and Tommy Sotomayor were in agreement. I was in agreement with him. But I heard Tommy Sotomayor say shortly after, not too long ago, that there were some things that came back to him about Colin Flaherty that, he's going to deal with that. Because, first of all, I caught Colin Flaherty saying stuff about interracial relationships. So now, not only is he picking on, going after the black children and calling it black mob violence, but he also is telling white women, don't date black men. Don't marry black men. Don't trust black men. Because there's been cases where black men beat up on their white girls, their white wives and girlfriends, and put them in the hospital and all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, there was a couple cases that he mentioned where they were actually murdered in a very, very heinous way. But wait a minute. Just like I said in another video, that just because a white person has a problem with a black person, it doesn't mean that he has a problem with him because he's black. I'm also saying it vice versa. Just because black people, if a black person is a thug, and if he's going to rape women, so to speak, I'm just throwing that out there. If a black man is going to rape black women, why wouldn't he rape white women if they're in the same community? Okay? If a black man is a wife abuser, why does it matter whether he abuses his black wife or whether he abuses his white wife? See, you see where Colin's going with this? And David Duke is another one that, even though, he might have softened up over the years, this is the message that they are talking about in closing. This is the message that they are talking about. What they really want to push, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please comment and post and let me know if you think I'm wrong. But what I think they're trying to push is segregation. They want, now, what Colin Flaherty shows on his channel is black folks going into white neighborhoods that are all white and abusing white families, breaking into their homes and beating up some man's wife while he's at work and the baby's sitting there crying and that kind of thing and all that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff I wonder if it's staged. Because when do we put cameras in our house, okay, for us to get beat up and can't nobody do nothing about it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do you, so that's a new quote today, is people put cameras in their house now. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good thing, but is that really what people are doing, or are they doing that for these videos? I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like a good thing, but it also sounds like it could be just show business too. But now everybody's putting cameras in their homes so that, they can't do nothing about you breaking in their house and beating them and raping them or whatever, but at least they got it on video. Okay. But I guess that's good. I understand that's good for the cops. You got evidence there and all like that. You have a description of the perp. I understand that. But when it's like, people are doing this and they're sending their footage to people like Colin Flaherty instantly, I'm starting to wonder. Okay. But again, segregation, and I've seen people get on the Colin Flaherty channel and they talk about that constantly, about how we need to get away from black people. This is why, and even Colin himself has said something about on a channel that, being around black people is dangerous. Your white kids going to school with black kids is dangerous. And even though he claims not to be a racist, I guess, tell me what you think. Do you think that Colin is picking a fight by having a channel like this where he has nothing but following what black folks do violently to white people and the violent things they say to him? Do you think that Colin Flaherty is helping anything by having just showing videos of black people doing crime on each other and white people? Do you think that helps anything when the whole channel is geared towards nothing but that? Is he really helping anything? Please comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. Talk to you later. God bless you. Thanks for watching.